rather than wit. We are living in an absolutely magical earth. And, I really feel that we need to start recognising that. And instead of waiting until we die to get to heaven, experience that kind of heaven here.
There you go. That was Anne Dolan. We chatted for much longer during that interview, but we didn't have as much time as we wanted for it tonight. So you can listen to that in full online. Just head to bbc.co.uk/Vinny, and of course it'll be in the podcast. But what do you reckon? 81771 on the text. Nora already has tweeted in saying that she does believe in angels. It's a faith type thing that she has. Aisling Clark and Nicola Weir are still with us. Aisling, what do you reckon?
Well, I think I don't have any scientific data on it, if any, but my feeling is that it's nonsense. I'm not buying it. It's not for me.
Why?
Well, look, I'll say this. I don't begrudge anybody else to feel the way they do about things, and I certainly don't know anything, or everything. I do know some things. I don't know everything, and maybe I'll be surprised someday, and maybe I'll see an angel and I'll believe. But for the time being, I believe in things that are science-based and that I can check with facts and knowledge.
Well, Steve has tweeted as well. He says, personally, no, I need evidence to believe. However, if people get comfort and benefit from believing, then it is a great thing. Nicola, I think I know what you're going to say.
Well, I think I made it quite clear at the very beginning that I don't believe in angels. I've actually got a cousin whose wife is probably listening. She strongly believes in them. So she said, oh, please don't stop speaking to me. But I think it's kind of, if it gives people comfort, and that lady was, she was lovely to listen to, and she had very, very strong emotions about it. And I think if it gives people comfort, and that's their belief, that's great. But for me, no, I'm very much on the side of science, and I would like, to have the scientific evidence to back it up.
Well, as you heard from Anne there, they do apparently look after you whether you believe in them or not. And Anne is 100% sure that this is what is happening. And I guess you could say, for argument's sake, that there are things that we don't know about. There's things we don't understand, so we don't know. But anyway,
I think my angels have gone AWOL this last.
I would like to think
20,
of
30 years.
The angel's sitting on your shoulder. We're streaming again on Facebook if you'd like to go and have a gander at Nicola and Aisling and myself. Facebook.com/BBC Radio Walster. By the way, angel therapy, which was one of the therapies that Anne does, alternative therapies, this involves working with your guardian angels and archangels. Apparently they are like the managers of the angel world, and they are particularly attuned, and they can connect with angels through their work. When it comes, Nicola, to other alternative therapies, and there are so many of them, do you have any faith in them?
No. I've never tried any alternative therapies, even down to reflexology or anything like that. But I believe in things that de-stress you. I think that stress in life adds to bad health or feeling depressed or run down. So anything that you can do that de-stresses yourself, like a long walk, maybe doing a bit of exercise.
Yeah, but surely reflexology and stuff like that, people would say, they might be shouting at the radio tonight saying, yes, that kind of thing does make me feel better, calmer, less anxiety. And I'm not doing them down. For me, I just don't believe that it would help me. It's just not something that I would say I need to go and see X, Y and Z to try and relieve this. I'm a firm believer in put your trainers on, go for a nice big long walk, spend some time with your family, have a chat, and that takes some stress away from your life. And I really think stress is the added, is a contributing factor in bad health. Of complementary, of alternative therapy, instead of, because when we talk about these, what we really mean is when you, for example, you think, well, I'm not going to go for the medication or the typical NHS route, I'm going to try something else.
There is a physiological result, though, from going for a walk. You go for a walk and it gets your body moving, you get fresh air. There's a tangible scientific result to that. Whereas something like, I have nothing against, I have friends who go to Reiki, who do reflexology, all those things, and I think it's totally fine. I actually went to Reiki once myself.
I had Reiki really yesterday relaxing. For the first time, and it's very relaxing, so surely...
Exactly, because I think that if someone is paying close attention to you, it gives you license to turn off and to not be thinking about, I have to take the dog on a walk, walk, I have to get petrol for the car. So it's relaxing. I had a friend draw a portrait of me about a week ago, and that was really relaxing too, because it gave me license to just switch off. And I think in that way, reflexology, aromatherapy, they can work like that, but there's no tangible scientific result to the practices.
So why do you think so many people, Aisling, do partake in them? They do believe that they help, and this isn't necessarily a faith thing. They believe that, in terms of religious, they do believe that if they do these different treatments, it can make them feel better or help cure whatever their ailment might be.
Well, personally for me, and as I've already said, there's a lot of things in heaven and earth that I don't know about either, and I could be surprised someday. But I think it's the subconscious is a powerful tool, and if you're taking action to make something better for yourself, and if you make the positive decision, I'm going to go and get reflexology, that there's a good chance that will have a positive result. And it's almost placebo-like. And
the word you use is belief. I think that in order to make anything work, you really need to I think you need to believe, to have that strong belief that this is going to work and this is going to make me feel better. Whereas I think I do.
If you're doing something, if you're doing Reiki or something, and this is basically where people they kind not chant. I'm not very good at describing these things.
They move the energy around you without touching you.
But it can't
do
be
you
quite.
Not even feel foolish saying that?
Oh, no. Well, let's remember there are people that do genuinely believe in all this.
I've said I think that it's great if it makes people feel better and they want to do it. But for me, that's why I think that it wouldn't work for me, because I do not believe that it would help me. Therefore, I think that you need to believe something is going to work.
There is a medical backing to that, because the placebo effect is something that has a scientific basis that's provable.
And obviously that's when you think something is making you feel better, when it's just the actual actions.
It shouldn't do, but it's the feeling that you have that it will that helps it to work.
What do you think then? What is it about some of us that is different from the others that make them want to believe these things are working? And once again, who are we to say if they're not? There are many people that will be saying they do for me.
I think everybody just has to make their own decisions on their own ethos in life and how they see it and their own sense of spirituality. And I wouldn't judge anybody else for their choices.
And I actually think it's actually quite nice that people actually do have that belief. I'm quite envious of people who are quite spiritual.
I would love to believe in ghosts and things.
I think there is something that
It'd be great if there was angels.
Yeah,
do you believe in ghosts, Nicola?
Oh dear.
In 10 seconds, you strike me as someone that does.
No, I wouldn't be, but I did have an experience a few Christmases ago where a relative had died just a couple of days before Christmas, and when I walked into a room where he normally would have been on Christmas Day, I could smell his smell, and I didn't mention it to my husband, but a couple of days later I said to him, I really need to tell you that, and he said, you know what? I actually smelled the same smell.
And that's a whole other discussion in itself, because there can be connections with grief and all those sorts of things there as well. We are almost out of time tonight. We were talking earlier about having relationships in terms of platonic relationships between men and women, and can it actually work, or does it always lead to sex in the end? There's been quite a few people have commented in terms of you, Nicola. There's a lot of concern. There's a texter here says, "Oh dear, Nicola, very outspoken but very insecure in her relationship with her partner. God help your husband."
Do you know what? It's actually Helen Cassidy Flynn. Hello, Helen. She actually sent in a message and it made me laugh. She said, "I think Nicola is very insecure in her relationship with her husband. Is she the same lady that has her teenage son keep his bedroom door open?" Helen, I am in fact the same lady, and I have to say that I'm not insecure. I just, I don't know.
What does your husband have to say about this?
Well, he did text me and he said, yes, I'm never allowed to mention my ex-girlfriends. She goes mental.
Why would he want to do that?
Wind me up, probably.
Hello as well to Bernie on Facebook. In terms of going back to that discussion, she says she's with you, Nicola. A very definite no, couldn't possibly believe in angels either. But it's funny, these kind of things, they do split opinion, and some people, I think, they're not really 100% sure either way, because when it comes to things like angels, part of you wants to believe because it is nice.
Comforting.
It is comforting. But once again, it's not for us to decide and to say whether it is real or not. That's it. Nicola Weir, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Aisling Clark, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks to Ian Sinclair in Studio 8, to Kathy Quinn, but most importantly, thank you to you for listening. We really appreciate it. Please do go and download the podcast. It is available every week. Nicola loves it. Head to bbc.co.uk
Can't wait.
/Vinny if you would like to do that. Eve Blair is up next, and I'll see you soon. Have a great night. Bye-bye.